feel free to Oh, there we go. Thank you. Please feel free to ask in the chat box, but also know you will learn and be familiar with all these terms during your time on our programs. So before we get started, I like to acknowledge our team is hosting this info session on the traditional ancestral land of the Silk Okanagan people. At AO, we exist to support entrepreneurs, and as we do this land acknowledgement, we also want to reflect and acknowledge that our Indigenous ancestors are the first entrepreneurs of our land. So if you're calling in from other regions, just please take a moment to acknowledge the ancestral land in which you are calling in from and learn how Indigenous people have helped shape the entrepreneurial landscape in your own region. All right, so in the next hour, we'll do an introduction to AO and all the ways we support entrepreneurs. We'll go through a high-level overview of our acceleration stack and the different programs that can support your business. As well, we'll talk about the application process, key dates, and open up for any questions. So today's session, you'll hear from me and my amazing colleagues, Alex, Jessica, and Wes. So my name's Twee Carter. I'm the programs director. I've been working in tech 15 years and have been helping entrepreneurs and the tech ecosystem grow in the last 9 years with my work at AO, leading strategies and development for accelerator programs. Myself and my team were so inspired and awe of all the entrepreneurs finding innovative solutions to today's problems and challenges, which includes many of you here today. At AO, we do have a powerhouse team who are all passionate about supporting entrepreneurs and growing the tech community. So you'll hear from some of us today, but please make sure to say hi to any of our other team members via social media or in person at either our Kelowna and Vernon offices. Our accelerator programs wouldn't be possible if it weren't for our dedicated team of executive and investors in residence, or EIR and IIR for short. Our EIRs and IIRs are all experienced entrepreneurs, business leaders, executives, and investors, all with expansive experience. And they work directly with our clients through our programs. You'll find them mentoring entrepreneurs at AO, facilitating workshops in our community, and for some, they're building their own businesses alongside the entrepreneurs that they support. So you'll hear from some of them through today's session as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alex Goodhue. I'm the community manager at Accelerate Okanagan, and I'm going to share a little bit about who we are as an organization. So we're a nonprofit that focuses on giving entrepreneurs the mentorship, connections, and community that they need to build tech-driven ventures. And we really do this because we believe a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem has the power to inspire innovation and transform communities. So as a community-based organization, we really want to support the whole tech ecosystem. We know that behind the scenes of companies, there's incredible people that build them. So that includes the founders and entrepreneurs that might be right at that center, but it also includes their teams, the general community and talent that exists, as well as partners, supporters, and funders, who are the organizations and individuals that really help bolster those entrepreneurs and teams. All of these pieces are needed to build innovative ventures and innovative ecosystems, and we're really here to help. So we love a little data to do some storytelling, and hopefully some of these numbers help speak for themselves. But we have over 275 active members of Accelerate Okanagan, and I'll go a little bit more into what AO membership really means and the benefits of being an AO member in one of the next slides. And since inception, we've supported close to 1,000 unique companies through access to advisors and events in our programs. And then over 380 founders have actually gone through our accelerator program. So you're about to learn later in this session about what our program stack is currently. So we've helped over 380 companies through those types of programs in the past. You could add to that. So if you end up joining one of our programs this fall, these numbers will just keep cranking up. We've trained over 100 investors just over the past few years. We've been running something called the Okanagan Angel Summit, where it's a two-pronged approach, supporting and training investors, and then also supporting and training ventures about that investment process. And then those companies have received over $81 million in investment. And then the companies that have gone through our programs have created over 1,000 jobs and have generated over 169 million in revenue. And that's just what we've had reported to us. We know there's bigger impacts beyond these numbers. And this fall, we're actually really looking forward to the results of a recent economic impact study that we facilitated of the tech sector in the Okanagan Valley. And that's just going to share some amazing stories and insights that go beyond these numbers. So stay tuned for that. We always hear how much can happen in terms of those one-to-one interactions or meeting face-to-face. Really excited to be here connecting virtually with everyone on this call. I really hope to get to meet all of you in person at some point too, if we haven't had the chance yet. And two venues where we're really able to help facilitate that between community members and their teams are our two offices and workspaces. So we have one in downtown Kelowna called Okanagan Works in the Innovation Center. And then we have one where I'm actually joining from today in Vernon. It's called The View. We know that these offices really help build collisions between entrepreneurs, other investors, community members, funders, and supporters. And so we're really proud to have these two spaces to gather people within. We've been told that partnership deals have been signed or investments have been signed just by walking the halls of these spaces. So if you haven't had a chance to check them out yet, we would love to welcome you to those spaces. We do offer full-time desk options at both offices and meeting room rentals. And then in our Vernon office, we actually have a hot desking option, so it's more drop-in. And if you're a member of Accelerate Okanagan already, a perk that you can take advantage of is just coming and leveraging our member lounge. So if you just want to show up, bring your lunch, have a coffee, meet with someone in our lounge, that is part of your member perk. So we hope to see you soon. So next up, let's chat a little bit more about that annual membership. I just mentioned one of those perks is being able to come and leverage our member lounge. There's a ton of additional support that entrepreneurs, founders, or their teams can get out of Accelerate Okanagan membership. You can see a little bit of a list below, but even from the earliest stage of business, learning some of those business basics of creating a startup, we have our Startup Basics online education. We have access to that member lounge. We have, for companies who have press releases or content they want to share, we can help with that promotion. If you're hiring, we can help with job board listings. You have a public listing up on our website and discounted rates to our meeting rooms and other perks. And then a big selling point for a lot of startups is access to our member perks platform. This has discounts to things like AWS credits, Stripe, special hotel rates, and much, much more. And so a lot of great perks you can get out of this very affordable membership opportunity. Plus, we run some pretty cool events and we give member rates or have member-only access levels. So definitely something to check out. And it's a great way to help build your network, but also builds your team's involvement in the Okanagan tech community. So as a not-for-profit organization, we're around half funded by government and half self-generated income, including the support of our partners and patrons. So you're going to see a lot of logos and government entities on here, and you probably recognize a lot of them. That's because they're showing up in such a mindful way to support the Okanagan tech community, founders, and entrepreneurs. So they're not only bought into supporting the tech ecosystem and its growth and development, but they're also big assets for those entrepreneurs. Every entrepreneur, as they're building a business, needs legal support, needs technical support, HR, training, resources, space, insurance. And you can see as you go through this list, there's a ton of great opportunities to plug into those resources. And they do a lot of in-kind support, education and training. And they're also building the future of talent in this community, like the University of British Columbia and Okanagan College, just as an example. So a great opportunity to overlap and plug in with that whole ecosystem. Remember that like bullseye in one of those other slides? This is really a core group of those supporters that helps on that outer tier to support those founders and those entrepreneurs building their teams in this community. Last but not least, if you're not already involved on our AO newsletter, I would highly recommend you participate and sign up. This is a great way to just stay in touch with what's going on in Okanagan Tech. We hear from a lot of community members that our newsletter has really high value content, and we really try to curate it to your needs. This is where we share Okanagan Tech news, company successes. You'll see those economic impact study numbers coming out through here within the next month or so. opportunities for involvement, events, and more. So you'll never miss a beat if you're signed up for this newsletter. You'll definitely stay in the know of what's going on in the Okanagan tech community. That's it for me.
All right, my turn. Thanks, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Wicks, and I'm the program strategist here at Accelerate Okanagan, which basically means I get the great honor and pleasure of meeting with founders who are at all different points of their journey, and then working with our team of mentors to develop programs and resources to help those founders overcome the common challenges and roadblocks that they face as they start and scale their businesses. So if you're not quite sure what it means to be a tech company, some examples of types of companies who've benefited from our programs have included things like app developers or tech-enabled hardware and machines, robotics companies, software as a service businesses, people who are creating AI-based tools, online marketplaces, advanced manufacturing, social networks, and much more. So if you're working in something innovative and tech driven, we definitely want to hear from you and see how we can support you. We've worked with people who are starting something brand new, and we've also worked with existing businesses and organizations who want to develop scalable and repeatable technology that can help improve their operations or help them maintain their competitive advantage, or also to add an additional revenue stream. So that's something we see quite often. And I'm really excited for you to learn more about all of those different opportunities that we have available here to provide mentorship and training and guidance at every stage of your startup's path. But first, I just want to let you know that we hear from founders all the time that building a tech company can be a really lonely journey. And every company has unique obstacles and challenges that they're facing. But we've also seen that connecting founders with others who've been there before them, as well as peers who are navigating similar challenges right at the same time as you, can be hugely impactful, both on the success of your business, but also on the speed that you build it. So as you can see from the graphic, we have a number of different programs that can help you at different stages of growth. So whether you're at that idea stage and you're wondering if this idea you have is even worth dedicating the next few years of your life to building, or if you're at the other end of the spectrum and you're looking to be acquired or acquire another startup to really solidify your place as a leader in the market, or to take your company public, we have programs and partners that can support you along the way. Another thing to note is that there's a number of programs here, and founders often join one program and then continue on to the next. It's not necessary that you do it that way, but it's definitely something we would recommend. Our programs at AO have been supported by funding from Innovate BC as well as NRC IRAP, and that funding allows us to provide access to these programs at subsidized rates, which we know you really love and is helpful to you as you're growing your startup. So these programs have all been developed in-house by our team, as well as a roster of mentors, subject matter experts, and investors, as well as from feedback and learnings from founders just like you. One thing that we know specifically is a challenge for founders, both in our region, but also around the globe, is accessing growth capital. And so that's why we've created a special stack of programs specifically to help you prepare to get investment. And these programs include Fundable, the Okanagan Angel Summit, and our 360 program. We also have a few different programs and services that are available regardless of your stage, and that includes things like the Accelerate IP program, as well as our advisor access. So we'll get into the details of these programs throughout the info session, and we're happy to answer any additional questions at the end of the call. For now, I just want to let you know that we recognize that the startup journey rarely goes in the straight line that you see here on the graphic, and it's completely normal to be further ahead in one area of your business, but then needing to catch up or build a stronger foundation in other areas. So if you're really not sure what stage you're at or which program's right for you, we're always happy to have a conversation to help point you in the right direction of the resources and services that we think can help you based on where you are right now. So the first program in our stack is our Startup Basics, which is an online self-study course that you can access on your own time. And you can use it to learn more about the process and the concept of building your startup and validating it as you go to market. So we really see the Startup Basics program as a great resource, both for idea stage founders and for those who want to build a tech company one day. and for people who really want to know how to develop an idea that's worth pursuing. This course will teach you about the founder's journey, why validation and customer discovery is so important at every stage of growth, so not just in the beginning, and also why we encourage you to start with as small of a risk as possible and continue to test and learn as you grow. You'll also learn things like how to identify your potential market, how to draft a positioning statement so that you can share your idea with others, and how to develop a business model using the business model canvas, which is sort of a one-page business plan. And you'll learn all of this through a combination of video lessons, relevant examples, and worksheets. So after you complete the Startup Basics course, you should have a strong idea in the form of a business hypothesis that's ready to be put to the test through market validation. And the best part of this program is that Startup Basics is free to our members. So just another perk of the membership that Alex was mentioning earlier. You can head right over to our website and sign up today to gain access. And we really think you should take this course if you'd like a better understanding of the founder's journey, if you have a startup idea that you would like to explore just kind of on your own time, or as a great primer if you're planning to apply or have already applied to our venture validation program.
Hey everybody, I'm Wes, the program's coordinator here at Accelerate Okanagan. So I'm really kind of boots on the ground, talking to founders, helping them get into programs, making connections wherever I can, and helping them out wherever I can. Today I'll go over the venture validation and market ready programs. Our venture validation program is an 11-week program designed for early stage founders who have an idea that they've been thinking about and working on. Founders in this program have identified an opportunity and a plan for how to make money, and now they want to validate it to be sure it's something that people will pay for. In the venture validation program, we help founders validate their idea with a proof of concept. So at the end of the program, they'll have something that they built. It might be a sales page or initial product or even a small service that they can test out with people who are willing to pay for it. They'll learn customer discovery and validation techniques and more through weekly 2-hour sessions in a group with founders at a similar stage. The facilitator for this cohort will be Justin Goodhue. He is a co-founder and CEO of Trellis. He's been through a number of our programs, started multiple ventures, and is a past winner of our Okanagan Angel Summit. He knows the importance of validating and making sure that an idea is exactly where it needs to be before moving forward. We also bring in guest mentors and speakers so that you get a wide range of feedback on your idea. You'll have trainings in these 2-hour sessions, including workshops, peer groups, where you'll actually get to practice customer discovery skills yourself. There's a workbook so that you can continue to develop and refine those ideas outside of the sessions, along with access to a platform of online courses that all of our cohort program clients can use at their own pace outside of the regular sessions. You should apply for venture validation if you're highly coachable and working on an innovative, scalable, technology-driven startup idea. You should be able to commit at least 10 hours per week to validating your concept. And if you're not sure if your idea counts as a tech startup, please reach out. We can talk you through it and see if you'd be a fit for our programs. The program also includes a town hall event on December 3rd, where we'll invite all of our current clients, as well as alumni and partners, where you're able to share your business idea with the group to start to make connections with other founders who are at different stages of the startup journeys. Venture validation runs from October 1st to December 10th, and the cost is $975 for general public. But we highly recommend, again, that you become a member to enjoy all those perks, and you get the special members rate for the program of $750. Again, the fees are highly subsidized thanks to our government funders. And based on the amount of support, feedback, and resources that you get in our programs, they're a really good investment for an early stage startup. Next, we'll move on to a quote from Spencer Harry, who I saw just joined the call recently. Hey, Spencer. He's a recent cohort alumni of Venture Validation, and he said, "The Venture Validation program gave me an incredible opportunity to systematically evaluate my startup concept and really put it to the test before spending a significant amount of time and money on it." So whether it's iterating or completely coming up with a new idea, it's really beneficial to go through that process because you never know where you're going to end up. Now onto market ready. Once you've completed venture validation and had some time to work on developing your early product, market ready can help you create a go-to-market strategy. Over the 11 weeks, you'll work on identifying sales and marketing channels and reaching early customers. and developing your product roadmap so that you're continuing to improve on your product. You'll build early business systems like financial models and plans to grow your team, again through a combination of training, workshops, and mentorship. Similar to venture validation, Market Ready offers a comprehensive curriculum, including a workbook for practical application. This cohort is run by Ty Summick, a third-time startup founder who's gone through our programs and has come back to AO as a passionate mentor. In addition to Ty, we'll bring in different guest mentors and speakers for you to get direct feedback on your venture. You'll also expand your network of founders and receive feedback on your product development plan and set growth goals to work towards after the program. Time and time again, we hear that the benefit of building close relationships with other founders in the group and the community and mentors is one of the most important things of joining an accelerator program. Again, you should apply for Market Ready if you're a tech founder, and if you're not sure again, feel free to reach out and we can help you figure that out. You should have some proof of market validation, which might mean a couple of sales or some letters of intent, and you should have a minimum viable product that's ready to sell to early adopters. Your team should be ready to commit a minimum of 10 hours or more per week to bringing your product to market. Again, both venture validation and Market Ready programs run from October 1st to December 10th, with Town Hall on December 3rd. The investment is $975 for non-members, but again, please become a member so you can get that member's rate and enjoy all the perks of membership. And we'd like to again thank our government funders who allow us to offer these high-touch programs at a highly reduced rate. We've got another quote here. This is from Matt Kanzer. He's been through a few of our programs and runs Butterfly Legal, but he recently went through Market Ready. And he said, the program has helped me become unstuck time after time, from figuring out how to grow a team on a budget, to increasing capacity, to developing a marketing strategy. It's been an enormous help and support.
Great, thanks, Wes. So as Jessica mentioned earlier, one of the barriers for companies building and scaling businesses is how to access growth capital. So they typically would ask, what are the pros and cons of getting investment, but having to give up some ownership of your company? What other options are out there for them to access money that are non-diluted? Like what grants, what are debt financing, and what are investors looking for? And how do I create a narrative and story that's compelling to them? So this is all the things that you will learn in our capital focus program, Fundable. So Fundable is our program that runs for 10 weeks starting on October 3rd. It's designed for startups who are raising or is considering raising capital in the next, I would say, like 6 months to a year. So this training programs are weekly 2 hours long sessions consisting of practical training, guest speakers, peers, and group mentorship. And during the 10 weeks, you'll learn about the funding landscape, you'll develop a data room, you'll build a compelling pitch deck, and develop a really clear funding strategy for your business. The programs does end with a demo day event, and this is where you'll have a fun opportunity to practice presenting your company to a live audience of investors, mentors, fellow programs peers, and alumni, and us community cheerleaders. So this is a very safe environment to experience what it would be like to present at a pitch event or a competition. There will also be a fun People's Choice Award as a bonus. We are very lucky to have our very own investor in residence facilitate the fall cohort. So Brody's been a mentor with AO for the last 5 years. He was one of the founders of 3 successful startups and has joined Microsoft in the past as well. Spent the next 10 years developing different technology strategies in different industries. In addition, Brody's also a very active investor in our community and have been a lead investor in our Okanagan Angel Summit, which I will cover shortly. But alongside Brody, we will have some other experienced guest mentors and speakers that will join each of the sessions each week, ensuring that you do get a wide range of perspective and feedback. If you're thinking of applying for Fundable, you should apply if you are looking for capital to grow, if you're exploring different funding options, if you're getting ready to participate in pitch events, if you're wanting to apply for the Okanagan Angel Summit, or if you're looking to access mentors and peers. So the program is open to all BC-based tech-enabled companies. It is delivered in person from our Kelowna office, but with an option for anyone to join virtually over Zoom. And again, if you're not sure if you're a fit for this program or any of our other programs, apply anyways, and one of our programs team will help you determine what's the right fit. And Mangeesh is one of the program's alumni, and he said the resources and programs, especially fundable, were not just educational, but transformative for me, preparing me well for the challenges of entrepreneurship. All right, as I mentioned, the Okanagan Angel Summit. So this is AO's other capital-focused program, and the public finale is one of our flagship events. So the programs has 2 tracks, one for startups and one for accredited and angel investors. So it is an 8 weeks programs in which startup entrepreneurs and accredited investors are trained in the capital raising process. But it's not just about a pitch competition or a pitch event. Over the 8 weeks, startups will progress through stages where you'll have an opportunity to pitch to investors. You'll get to participate in due diligence and negotiate deal terms through a combination of training sessions, group mentorship sessions, and private and public pitch events. So this program culminates in our public pitch event, which the top 6 companies will make their final pitches, and participating investors will decide who received the investment. Investment in the past has been anywhere between $100,000 to $250,000. You see here are some of the past winners of the Angel Summit. But the Angel Summit is not just about the winning company. There's so many other benefits from joining the summit. Some participating companies go on to receive funding from investors they met, the exposures they receive, and the relationships they built throughout the summit. These 6 companies have received a total of $1 million from the Angel Summit investors. But more impressively, some of them, alongside with other Angel Summit participants, have gone on to receive more than $50 million in investments. Take Forage, for example. They are an advanced manufacturing company in Salmon Arm using robotics to harvest and pick mushrooms. So they joined the Angel Summit 3 years ago. They took home $145,000. But through the experience, they gained a very knowledgeable board advisor, helped them open many doors for them. They went on to raise additional funds. They rounded out their management team. They rebranded, or originally, formerly, they were called Tech Brew Robotics, as some of you might know them for. And in November, they raised another $17.5 million. So those are some of the success stories that come out from people participating in the Angel Summit. And others companies have founded co-founders. They have made partnerships. They've gained mentors. And of course, they found investors during their experience with the summit. We've received lots of positive feedback, and we can't wait for the 7th annual Okanagan Angel Summit to return in the spring of 2025. So stay tuned for details when applications are open. If you like to prepare for the Okanagan Angel Summit, I would suggest that you would take our fundable program. So the other track of the Angel Summit are for investors. So for any of the investors or aspiring investors in the room, the Okanagan Angel Summit is for new and experienced accredited investors in the Okanagan who wants to connect with other investors in the region and learn about the process of angel investing. So over the 8 weeks, investors will be led through the process of reviewing companies, listening to pitches, conducting due diligence, and selecting companies to invest through training, investor-led meetings, and pitch events. This is a really great program and opportunity to learn about investing, participating in due diligence, and making an investment all as a group. More importantly, it's just way more fun to invest as a group than by yourself. We have investors who return year after year. This year, we actually celebrated some of the investors who have participated in the Angel Summit for 5+ years. It's just a great opportunity to meet startups, build your network, get involved in the community, and plus be prepared to make great long-lasting friendships. We actually have a group of women investors who now meet on a monthly basis, and they do fun things together, like playing poker and doing wine tasting. So again, just so much more benefits joining the Angel Summit for whether you're investors or for if you're a startup. So if you'd like to participate, please reach out. If you are an accredited investor or if you're interested in becoming one and just want to learn more about what it means to join the Angel Summit as an investor, please reach out to myself or anyone on the programs team to learn more about the 2025 Okanagan Angel Summit. And Al Karim, one of the program's alumni from the 6th Okanagan Angel Summit, said, reflecting on the summit, it's clear that the experience had a significant impact on Propra and propelled our business forward. The thorough due diligence process provided invaluable insights and helped us to refine our strategies. The connections made and the support from AO and the other mentors were instrumental in refining our approach and boosting our confidence. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity and excited to continue the conversations.
Awesome. So I'm going to share a few more programs with you. The first one being our 360 program. So 360 is another capital focused program, and it's designed for ventures who are beyond that angel investment stage and who are seeking seed to Series A growth capital to rapidly scale their ventures. And if you're not quite sure what that means, and that all just sounded like a bunch of jargon to you, don't worry about it. Typically, founders who are at this stage, they know they're at this stage, but we're always happy to have a quick chat to see if you're a fit or to point you towards the right program if not. To give a little bit of a range for this program, most companies joining 360 have at least $500K to $2 million in recurring revenue when they join. Although there are some companies who have had significant traction in their research and development, or who've had a growing user base that was funded outside of revenue, so maybe through government grants and investments. In the 360 program, we develop a team of mentors, which includes at least one investor in residence, who will work directly with your leadership team and who will help prepare your company to raise venture capital or prepare for an acquisition. So we typically work with companies on this program for 6 to 12-month engagement. And the program starts with a meeting with our mentors and your leadership team, where we help to identify the key areas of focus during our time together. And then this program includes regular mentorship and guidance for your entire leadership team as you and your team work towards executing on the priorities that we put together in a scope of work document for you. We also meet quarterly for strategic reviews of your progress and to readjust the priorities and re-navigate as needed. So with the 360 program, you should reach out for an initial conversation or to book a scope of work meeting if you have proven and repeatable traction and you have an established leadership team and a growing team to support you. And as well, that you're planning to raise venture capital or you're preparing for an exit within the next 12 to 24 months. And now I'm going to share another program that might be a fit if you're an early stage founder who's a bit further along. And this program is not available on our website because it's typically for the alumni of our cohort-based programs, but it's a really important resource. So we're going to give you a sneak peek for participating in this info session. The continuous EIR support program is very much what it sounds like. So it's continued support from one of our EIRs, which is also known as an executive in residence. And these mentors are startup founders or previous executives that have started and scaled companies before and can provide ongoing guidance and support to you as you navigate what's sometimes referred to as like the messy middle of the startup journey. So essentially at this stage, you have something that's working, but now you need to start improving all of the different systems and marketing strategies, and as well make product improvements as you work towards preparing for scale and work towards achieving product market fit. So just to kind of give some context of what that means, the best description I've heard of being ready to scale is something I actually heard from one of our mentors. And it's when you've built enough structure and in your systems and your processes that you can have a high confidence. If you were to put $1 into your business, you would see X number of dollars back. And this program is basically designed to help you as you work towards getting to that stage. One of the things we hear quite often from founders at this stage is that the lack of structure and accountability and really clear guidance of what it is that they're supposed to be working on next and navigating all of that noise and overwhelm, as well as how to navigate different challenges as they arise, is one of the biggest problems that they face as the founder of an early stage startup. So the continuous EIR support program is designed to help with that. This program is a great fit for you if you've already achieved the outcomes we've talked about for venture validation and market ready. And that would be validating your market, building an initial product, and developing a go-to-market strategy where you've onboarded actual users or customers. But again, we know that some startups, such as ones working on hardware or developing in highly regulated fields, those traction markers might look a little bit different. Again, we know the journey of founders building something new and innovative is not a clear path. So if you're not 100% sure that you're past the market ready stage, what we would recommend is that you apply for that program first. And then we can help determine if there are some gaps or foundational issues that we think the market ready program will help you fill. Or we can recommend that you move into the continuous EIR support program if we think that's a better fit. And that really goes for any of our programs. So don't be scared to apply for the program that you think you're a fit for. And then we can help from there, guiding you into the one that we think is best based on your development, your traction, and your milestones. So for continuous EIR support, you might be wondering what exactly is included. We start by setting up a meeting with one of our mentors who help identify some of the key milestones and areas for growth for your business. And then over the course of 3 months, you'll meet with your mentor biweekly for continued guidance and accountability as you execute on those business goals. Being on one of our accelerator programs also comes with a number of other perks and benefits that are available to founders on this program as well. And so that includes things such as AWS credits, referrals to different partners and resources, and we'll let you know about relevant funding opportunities as they come up and when they make sense for you. At the end of the 3 months, we host a quarterly review meeting to evaluate your progress and your learnings and to help identify new priorities for the next quarter. And although these engagements are 3 months, we are able to renew those engagements multiple times, and we can provide additional support to you as long as progress is being made. Rates for this program are set on a sliding scale, so they're based on your current stage, revenue, and investment received. And again, the program is highly subsidized by our government funders. So you should reach out to our team at our programs@accelerateokanagan.com email address to set up an initial meeting. If you have an existing product, if you have initial traction, and you're looking for lightweight guidance, structure, and accountability as you navigate all the complexities of finding product market fit and preparing to scale. And then finally, I want to share some information about the Accelerate IP program. So Accelerate Okanagan is a delivery partner for this program, along with a number of other accelerators and incubators across BC. And it's a great resource that complements all of our other programs. Accelerate IP is a fit for all different stages of startup founders who want to better understand what intellectual property they have, what options are available to protect that intellectual property, and to create a strategy and an implementation plan for how they can go about that. When we say IP, many people think of patents, but this can also include things like protecting key phrases or the content on your website, or developing and setting up a structure to provide a trade or to protect a trade secret, which is kind of like your secret sauce of how you do what you do. And there are 3 different streams of this program, and you're welcome to apply to any and all of the 3 based on the criteria that's on the website. I'll just go over them quickly though. So stream 1 provides education on things like patents, trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets, so that you as a founder have a better understanding of what types of intellectual property you might have and options for how to protect it. In stream 1, there's a number of different learning opportunities available. So there's courses, webinars, as well as there's an IP certification program you can participate in. And we've recently learned that there's a couple of seats left for the fall cohort for the certification program. And it's available either online or in person in Vancouver. So please feel free to follow the link on the Accelerate IP page of our website to get signed up right away if you're interested. Stream 2 of Accelerate IP is all about helping you develop your own custom IP strategy. So you'll have the opportunity to meet with an IP trained mentor, and they can help you identify how protecting your intellectual property plays into your overall business strategy. And they'll help you look at factors such as your market, your business model, and the resources that you have available. Stream 2 also has a second additional option to apply for funding and referrals to IP experts so that you can seek legal support in developing your IP strategy and protecting different assets within your business. And then finally, Stream 3 is where you can apply for funding to support with the implementation of your IP strategy and pay for legal professionals to register and set up structure to protect your intellectual property assets. So this program is available to all BC tech founders at any stage who are interested in learning more about developing an IP strategy. And it's also a great resource to use in conjunction with our other accelerator programs.
Now, how do you get into all of these great programs? Let me tell you about the application process. It is designed to help us understand your business needs and match you with the right program. So again, even if you're not sure which program is a fit for you, fill out the inquiry page and we will make sure we find a right match. The first step is to complete the inquiry form on our website to provide us with the basic information about you and your business. Next up, I'll send you the formal application. Don't be intimidated by the length. If you spent a lot of time working on your business and you're used to talking about it, it's fairly quick to fill out. If not, it'll force you to think about questions you might have never thought about before, which can take a little more time. Many founders have found the application process itself very valuable in clarifying their business goals. After reviewing applications, we'll let you know if you've made it to the next step, which is a 10-minute intake interview with our team. It's an opportunity to discuss your business in more detail so we can determine which program is the perfect fit for you. And remember, our goal is to support your success. So if you're not a fit for one of our programs at the moment, our intake panel will recommend some things that you can do to work on your business and point you in the direction of other programs and resources that they believe will help. Founders will be notified if they've made it into a program once all the intake interviews have taken place. If you are accepted into a program, you'll move on to the onboarding process where you'll get to talk to me a bunch and you get to set up and get ready to make the most out of a program. Here are some key dates to block into your calendars so you don't miss anything. The application deadline for all of the cohort programs is August 23rd. We recommend not waiting till August 23rd to start filling out the application so you can go through it thoroughly, and so just start it early so we can review it all. Early access to the application will be available to all attendees of this info session and everybody on the wait list. So if you haven't yet, go to the program page on our website that you think you're a fit for and fill out the short inquiry form. Upon filling that out, you'll be redirected to the long form application. And if you're on the wait list, I'll send it out via email. Intake interviews will take place here at AO between September 9th and September 12th with an option to join virtually. Our venture validation and market ready programs begin on Tuesday, October 1st, followed by the fundable program on Thursday, October 3rd. All cohort programs consist of weekly sessions ranging from 2 to 2.5 hours. As Twee mentioned, we will be running the Okanagan Angel Summit once again in 2025, so stay tuned in the new year to our newsletters and social media to be the first to know once application dates are confirmed.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, team. So now we will come to the questions section. So if Team AO, if you can all unmute, and I'm happy to field some of the questions. Feel free if you have questions to type it in the chat box, or if you want to unmute and ask your question here. There's a question in the chat of how frequently are each of these programs offered? Is it once a year, twice a year?
Yeah, so it depends on the program for sure, but our cohort programs, we do try to run twice a year. And one thing I was thinking about as I was listening to Wes talk is, even though they're an 11-week program, we definitely see that as being a very intensive launch pad to learn these concepts so that you can continue to use them and apply them. So that's why we don't continually have a program running. It's meant to be, you can join the program, learn what you need, and then go and use those concepts in your business until you're ready to join the next program. Things like our Okanagan Angel Summit, it would typically happen once a year. And Startup Basics is always available. 360 and our continuous EIR support program are available kind of on rolling intakes. So when you're ready, please reach out. And it usually just takes a little bit of time to get you set up and onto the program.
I have another question. Are all the programs, is that all open to BC companies?
Yeah, I'll take this one as well, I guess. Great question. So let me back up a second here. All of our capital programs, so that includes our fundable Okanagan Angel Summit and 360 programs, are available to companies across BC, as well our Okanagan, sorry, I already said that one, as well Accelerate IP is available to companies across BC. Startup Basics is available through our membership. So if you want to join our membership and you're based in BC, we'd love to have you in there. But we are a regional accelerator. So our kind of primary acceleration stack is meant to serve companies within the Okanagan, which we see as a Soyuz to Salmon Arm. So if you're not sure if you're within the region or if you're kind of outside of the catchment, we're happy to have a chat and either see if you can get into one of our programs or if we can refer you to one of the other BC accelerators and incubators in your region.
Great. Any other questions?
We have one here in the chat. It says, what does an ideal day look like for the founder enrolled of one of the programs? How various elements like customer discovery, sales, marketing, development, funding, etc., can sync up together for the founders in these programs?
Yeah, I think, again, it depends on the program, but a key point, especially with all of our programs, but I would say especially those cohort-based programs, is that everything you're learning is like, you're not doing homework for the sake of doing homework. Everything you're learning, you're actually applying to your own business. So you're learning the concept and you're applying it within your own business so that you can grow. And although we teach certain concepts at different stages and times, you'll see within the group mentorship and the mentorship component of our programs that we really want to meet you where you're at. And we want to help ensure that you're focused on the most important milestone or the most important thing for you right now. And we try to help declutter some of that noise for you. So to answer, like, what does that ideal day look like? I think a startup founder is going to wear a ton of hats. You're going to be doing a lot of things, including customer discovery and sales and marketing and development and going after funding. But what we can try to help you do is we can try to help you identify which of that huge list of things that you need to get done is the thing you need to focus on right now. And then we can help provide you with some guidance and support as you work towards achieving that specific goal so that you're ready to move on to the next thing. Because although you're probably working on all of those things at once, you can't really make meaningful progress on all of them at once. So we'll try to help you identify what it is that you need to move forward on first.
Right. Another question is, do we have a customized program for IP-based deep tech startup or a non-deep tech?
That's a good question. I would say I might need a little bit more clarification in terms of what you mean by a customized program. So a lot of our programs can support with companies who are deep tech, but we may have to like modify who the executives and residents are who are working with you. But Lynn, do you mind just sharing a little bit more of what it is specifically you're looking for?
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Ling. I'm one of the EIR with entrepreneurship at UBC here in Vancouver. So here in Vancouver, we have two different programs. One for helping scientists and postdoc with more like a IT based training, and then basically trying to see how they can be a entrepreneur. And then the other program more like for MBA student for consumer startup phase. So does AO have founders community with similarly something like that?
Yeah, okay. I think I'm a little bit clearer now. Yes, we really see usually two types of founders join our programs. So sometimes we'll have the founders who are coming with the really strong business idea, and they need help figuring out what is it that I have to do to actually create the product for this business idea? Like, what is the product I'm developing, and then the go-to-market strategy behind that. The other thing we often see is highly technical founders who have an idea or who have built something or who have identified something that they're going to be building. And now we help them identify what that business model and market might look like for that product. So that's the way we help with both of those use cases. And we definitely also rely on our educational institution partners, such as UBC and UBC Okanagan, as well as Okanagan College, for access to some of those research students for the non-technical founders, but just access to connections and support networks outside of just the AO sphere.
Yep, that is clear. Thank you so much, Jessica. Yeah.
All right. Maybe Alex, you can answer this question. Do we also get engineering support for product development?
Sure. Inside our program stack, you may get paired with an EIR who has technical expertise, depending on which program that you're on. So you may have that opportunity if that's one of your major needs, is around like the technical know-how. But in terms of like building out product, if that's what you're looking for, we can provide a lot of great introductions and supports and resources for either hiring out technical team, understanding better exactly what type of support you're looking for, if you're trying to access like students or researchers, as was just mentioned. We have a lot of great engineering grads from UBC and Okanagan College. So there's definitely the resources in the community. It's just us being able to support you plugging into the correct resource.
Thanks, Alex. Mariana, you have a question.
Yeah. Hi, thank you. Thanks for the session. Nice to see you all. I just had a quick question about the size of the cohorts that you usually aim for the different stages. Like, do they vary depending on the stage? Is it different every year? Or like, what do they usually look like every year?
Yeah, I think it changes depending on who's applying every year. But for market ready and venture validation, we're typically looking between around 6 and 8 for the ideal cohort, and fundable is a little bit bigger as it's BC wide. It can go up to at least 12, I believe, for the max. And then the other programs are kind of one-to-one, other than the Angel Summit, which applications will come in, however many people apply, get the initial benefits, and then we go down to top 24 from there.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do want to add to that because we've mentioned and the question around BC based versus Okanagan. I know we mentioned for fundable that the cohorts take place in our office in Kelowna with the opportunity to join virtually, but that's the same for our venture validation and market ready programs. The Okanagan is a pretty big region, and we love when people can come in person, but we want to make sure we're supporting people throughout that region. So that's why those programs are also available virtually. And I would say for our one-on-one programs, similar, we can either meet in person or virtually, just depending on the schedule of the founder. A lot of them are often doing a lot of traveling, making some deals, meeting some potential customers, as well as our EIR schedules.
Great. Any other questions for our team? All right. If there are any other questions post this session, please feel free to reach out to any of our team members. You can reach out to our programs team at programs@accelerateokanagan.com. Go to our website, check out all the different programs, and fill out the applications. Applications is open when, Wes?
For anyone that attended the info session, they're open now, but the official date is Monday. But you can get access to it right away.
The deadline is August 23rd, if I
That's
remember
right.
correctly. And
That's
I'm still driving.
Be
Okay.
safe.
Yeah. And again, we will be sending out the recording to everybody on the call today as well. So thanks again, and I hope everyone enjoy the rest of your summer. See you this fall.
Thanks, everyone.